Hi students, today we are going to learn non-finite verbs. To understand non-finite verbs, you need to understand that verbs are divided into two. That is finite verbs, non-finite verbs. One is finite verbs. The finite verbs help you to know the tense. We come to know the tense, no? Whether a sentence or an action happens in the present or in the past or present continuous or in the past continuous or future perfect. You know? So how do we come to know the tense of the verb is by finite verbs. So finite verbs help you to know the tense. Okay, what's the next thing? It is non-finite verbs. Today we're going to learn about non-finite verbs, but non-finite verbs act like a noun or an adjective. It's not a verb. Many times it confuses, and many people they do mistake in identifying verbs. They just mistake non-finite verbs as finite verbs. But you must understand that these non-finite verbs act like a noun or an adjective. Okay? Okay. Let's move on. Differentiate finite and non-finite verbs. Okay. There are two sentences given here. Okay? One is the first one. Swimming is a good exercise. Swimming is a good exercise. In this sentence, which is the finite verb? Look at the sentence. Swimming is a good exercise. So which is the finite verb? Is. That's why I've given you in a bold letter. Okay, swimming is a good exercise. But what is the first word? Swimming. It seems to be like a finite verb. But in this sentence, it is a subject. It is a noun. It is not the finite verb. Okay? So, swimming is a non-finite verb here in this sentence. Okay, look at the second sentence. He is swimming daily in the evening. He is swimming daily in the evening. So, is swimming. The same word swimming is here, but in this sentence, is swimming is the present continuous tense of the sentence. So, that is the finite verb because in this particular sentence, it is showing the tense of the action, present continuous tense, but not in the first sentence. Swimming is not showing any tense. That is acting as a noun. So it is a non-finite verb. In the first sentence, is a be form verb is a finite verb. In the second sentence, is swimming. That is the finite verb because it shows the action, the tense of the action. It is in the present continuous tense. That is why it is a finite verb. So you might have got some understanding of differentiating the finite verb and the non-finite verb. Okay, we will learn it in a detail. Okay. Okay. Non-finite verb. Okay. In this slide, you will understand better about non-finite verbs. Non-finite verbs can be divided into three. The first one is gerund, the second one is participle, and the third one is infinitive. What is a gerund? Gerund is a verbal noun. It's not a verb. It ends with ing. It is a noun, verbal noun. Okay, look at the first sentence, example sentence. I like dancing. So what is the verb here? I is a subject, like is a verb. And what is dancing? Dancing also seems to be like a verb. Is it a finite verb? No, it is a noun. It's the name of an act. No, we just move our hands and legs to show some gesture. It is dancing. It's a name of some act. So it's name of something means it's a noun. It's not a verb here. So dancing is a gerund. And in the second sentence, driving is a talent. So in the second sentence, first of all, you need to identify the verb. Driving subject is verb a talent. So is the verb in the second sentence. So some may go wrong looking at the word, first word driving, and they may mistake it as a verb, but it is not a verb. It is a gerund. Gerund ends with ing and it is acting as a verbal noun. So, under the non-finite verbs, the first category is gerund. It acts as a verbal noun. So, look at the second. Participle. Participle. Okay, it acts as an adjective. It seems to be like a verb. It comes in the present form, past form, perfect also. But it is not a finite verb, you must understand. Participle is something different. Okay. I bought a dancing doll. In the first sentence, where is the verb? Finite verb. I, subject, bought is the verb. Okay, that's good. So, I bought a dancing doll. There is also something like a verb, dancing. No, it's not a finite verb. It doesn't show the tense of a sentence, but it is in the present form. It is called present participle. It acts as a noun. It is giving some information about the noun. The noun is doll and dancing doll. So dancing is the present participle acting as an adjective, giving information about the noun doll. So participle acts as an adjective. That is the only difference between a gerund and participle. Okay, that acts as a noun. Here, the participle acts as an adjective. Look at the second sentence. I gave him a binded book. So, which is the finite verb? I is the subject, gave is the verb, and binded book. Okay, book is the noun, and binded book. Past participle, binded book. So, how was the book? It was binded, giving some information about the noun, the word book. Okay, so it is in past participle. So it is not. So sometimes we may say bind, binded. It is a verb. No, here it is acting as an adjective. So don't go wrong. Okay. In the third sentence, having completed, I went happily. Okay. In this sentence, where is the finite verb? I went. I is the subject and went is the verb in past tense. So that is the finite verb. What is having completed? Completed is there. Having completed, if the phrase comes like this, what it is? Perfect participle. This is called perfect participle. It also comes under non-finite verbs. It is not a finite verb. Okay, so look at the third category of non-finite verb, that is infinitive, which is very easy to identify. It comes as to plus verb. Okay, so don't go wrong. This is also an infinitive. It cannot show the tense of a sentence. For example, I went to buy vegetables. In this sentence already there is a verb, finite verb. I is a subject and went is the verb. So what is to buy? To buy is an infinitive. So under non-finite verbs, gerund, participle, infinitive. Gerund ends with ing. Participle ends with ing, ends with ed, or it may have come like perfect participle having completed. So what is the only difference between gerund and participle? Participle comes as a verbal noun and gerund comes as a verbal noun. Participle comes as an adjective, acts as an adjective, and infinitive always comes with to plus verb. And all these three do not come under finite verbs because They are infinitives or non-finite verbs. You understand? Okay. So just five sentences are given here. You need to identify the finite verbs and finite verbs and non-finite verbs. First of all, take a sentence. Painting is a skill. Which is the finite verb? Which particular word or group of words? Give the tense, underline that, and circle the non-finite verbs. And tell me whether it is a gerund or participle or infinite verbs. Under participle, you can also identify present participle or past participle or perfect participle. Okay, this is for you. You are highly talented. You can do this. Okay.